How y'all doing out there? Left Lane Dipper here, come making the video. It's August 13th, 2019, and the title of today's video is Tennessee Football Preview to the 2019 season. This is a video I promised you all for a couple of weeks now, and I finally have had the time to do it. So I thank you for bearing with me on this. I want to do a breakdown of the teams that we played last year, or the teams that we're going to play this year, a breakdown of their seasons last year. On August 31st, we are going to be hosting Georgia State. They were 2-10 last year, 1-7 in the Sun Belt, and that was last in the Sun Belt East. And obviously they didn't play any bowl games. There's only one of the two teams that didn't play in a bowl game last year. And I think we're going to win that game by a score of 35-14. On September 7th, we will be hosting BYU. They were 7-6 last year. They are an independent team. I think there's only like maybe 4 or 5 independents. They were in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, and they beat Western Michigan. I think we'll win this game 28-10. So the next game is on September 14th. We'll be playing Chattanooga, who ended up 6-5 last year, 4-4 in the Southern Conference, and they ended up in a 3-way tie for 5th place on their division. And we've played Chattanooga a few times in the last, 6-7 years. I was at the game, I think, in 2014. But I predict we'll win this game 31-7. And then comes September 21st. When we play the University of Florida at Florida. Florida was 10-3 last year, with a 5-3 in the SEC, and they ended up third. They ended up third in the East because they got beat by Kentucky. Kentucky and Tennessee, Kentucky and Florida both had a 5-3 record. They played. Who did they play? Oh, that's right. They played Michigan. They won their game against Michigan. What bowl was that? I didn't write the bowl game down. I'm sorry. But yeah, they won their bowl game against Michigan. Now, I've got Tennessee losing this game. And I didn't want to put them down for losing this game. I've got the final score: Florida 28, Tennessee 24. I think Tennessee has potential to beat this team. I think they will be prepared for this game. But I just don't know how good Tennessee is. I don't know, you should see an improvement from season 1 to season 2 with a new coach. Especially with the caliber of coaches that they have at the university. It's all really going to come. A lot of these games, like Florida, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Kentucky, a lot of these games I think are going to be close, but it's going to come down to how well does Tennessee play. Because last year they didn't play for shit, and obviously I think the talent level wasn't there. But yeah, I've got them losing this 28-24. And then the 28th of September is a bye week before they play Georgia in Knoxville. Georgia's going to win the East. I don't really think that's a surprise to anyone. And I don't know that we're going to challenge Georgia, but I think we'll keep it somewhat close, kind of like we did last year. We're just not anywhere on their level yet, and I don't think we will be for at least another year or two. I got Georgia. Okay, Georgia. Georgia was 11-3 last year. They lost to LSU, Alabama in the SEC Championship, and Texas in the Sugar Bowl. They were 11-3 and 7-1 in the SEC. Obviously, they won the East. Could have beat Alabama, but and played for a national championship. But I just, because when we played them last year, a lot of things come out about, we played so good, and I think we'll play them good again. I just don't think that it will be good enough for the victory. And I've got Georgia winning 28-17. I think we'll be able to score some points, and I think we'll be able to hold their offense at bay for a little while. October 12th, we host Mississippi State in Knoxville. They were 8-5 last year, 4-4 in the SEC, and they ended up 4th in the West. And they lost to Iowa in the Outback Bowl. Mississippi State, Florida, Tennessee, and I think there's three: Florida, Mississippi State, Tennessee. Yeah, those they all have second year. This is all going to be their second year for their head coaches. How well do they improve from year to year? Mississippi State, I think we will win this game. I think it'll be somewhat close. I got us winning this game 24-17. And again, how well does Tennessee play? I think by this point in the season, at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this would be game 6. We will pretty well know coming into this game how well they've been playing. And then on the 19th of October, we travel to Alabama. Oh yeah, I didn't mention before, I loaded my lips with some Stoker's Wintergreen Long Cut. Alabama was 14-1 last year, 8-0 in the SEC. They were the SEC champs. They were the Orange Bowl winners. But my favorite stat from Alabama last year was they lost to Clemson 44-16. That to me was just like, that made the season for me, to see them not just get beat, but just get their asses handed to them. I've got Alabama winning this game 49-14. Again, they're the top dogs in the SEC, and they're going to continue to be. I just don't think that we're going to even challenge them. I mean, I hate to say that, but, it is what it is. So that is a loss, obviously. And then the 26th of October, we host South Carolina. South Carolina was 7-6, 4-4 in the ACC, and they ended up 4th, and they held the tiebreaker over Missouri because they beat them. They lost to Virginia in the Outback Bowl. This game is always close. It has been for at least the last decade. I got us winning this game 35-31. could have had this game last year. Would have made us bowl eligible. We had the game in hand, and we gave it away. And I don't think this year is going to be any different. It's going to be a close game. It's just the nature of the beast in this series. Again, how well does Tennessee play? You know, does the offensive line improve? Does the secondary improve? And you know, those were our two biggest issues last year. You know, everybody talks about, you know, especially on social media and all this stuff, about how bad the offensive line is. How bad the offensive line was is how bad the secondary was. That secondary last year was absolutely terrible. Now, we did fine against Kentucky and Auburn. Why? Because they were run-dominant teams. They didn't rely on the pass like all these other teams that we played. And we had some success. But when it came to when teams that had great quarterbacks like West Virginia and Alabama and Missouri and Vanderbilt, we didn't stand a chance. We did not stand a chance. But not only the secondary, but the defensive line is going to have to improve. If the defensive line can get pressure, that's going to help the secondary. That's going to help, you know, getting sacks and forcing the quarterback to make throws he don't want to make, possibility for turnovers. You know, that defense is going to have to get better. So the next game is UAB. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the homecoming game. UAB was 11-3 last year. They were 7-1 in Conference USA. They were first in the West, and they ended up winning Conference USA in the championship game over Middle Tennessee. And then they won the Backup Ratoon Bowl. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I think this game will be close. UAB is a pretty decent team compared to last year. I think we win this game 28-21. I think it'll be close, but I think Tennessee can pull it out. And that's on November 2nd. And then November 9th is Kentucky, and we travel to Kentucky. Kentucky was 10-3 last year, 5-3 in the SEC, second in the East, and they won their bowl game, which was the Citrus Bowl. I got Tennessee winning this game 31-21. We have owned Kentucky for the last 3 decades. I don't think that's going to change. I think we match up well against Kentucky. So again, 31-21, Tennessee wins this game. Missouri on the 23rd. We have a bye. And then on the 23rd, which I 2 byes this year. That's unusual. And then the 23rd, we have Missouri in Missouri. Missouri was 8-5, 4-4 in the SEC, 5th in the East, and they lost the Liberty Bowl to Oklahoma State. I got Missouri winning this game 35-20. We just don't match up well with Missouri, especially with their pass game. Now, if our defense can improve and slow their pass game down, we might have a chance in this game. But as of today, August 13th, I got to give the edge to Missouri. And then season finale at home against Vanderbilt, November 30th. Vanderbilt was 6-7, which we made bowl eligible, by the way. which just grinds my gears. They were 3-5 in the SEC, 6th in the East, and they lost to Baylor in the Texas Bowl, and we were 7th at 2-6. It pains me to do this. It really, really does. We've lost 3 in a row, which just baffles my mind. I got Vanderbilt winning this game 35-30. They own us. They have a winning... Vanderbilt has a winning streak against Tennessee. Now, I hope to hell that we can win this game. This is one of those games that you do not want to lose. You know, they have our number right now, unfortunately. But if we can improve on the defensive side, again, that's going to be the big key right there, along with the offensive line. But if our defense can improve, I think we can win. I'm pretty confident that we can win this game. But as of today, I got to give the edge to Vanderbilt. So our overall record that I'm predicting as of today is 7-5. Now, that may change as the year goes on. I think we could possibly be 8-4. But my prediction as of today is 7-5. 3 keys to this season. Actually, we'll just say 3. Offensive line play is going to have to give our quarterback more time. The secondary has to improve. Number 3, defensive line. Actually, well, you can put them any order you want. Defensive line has to get better. We got to get pressure. We got to force sacks. Give our secondary more time to make plays. And the quarterback play. I mean, quarterback play could probably be number 1. But yeah, there's my preview for this season. So hopefully I'm proven wrong. I was proven wrong last year. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, keep living, keep dipping, and keep spitting. I'm out, y'all.